Okay, let's talk about this invention. This is a hydrogen cell. What it does is it creates, splits molecules of water to hydrogen and oxygen. It's fed into the engine. The upper right corner shows a hydrogen generator. It shows a diesel engine, a turbocharger, and a 12-volt alternator. So the hydrogen generator creates hydrogen and oxygen, goes into the intake right here. It's burned in the engine, goes through the turbocharger and out the exhaust. Okay, diesel engines emit a particulate. Particulate is simply stated as airborne coal. So if you burn that coal inside this engine, it makes more power, the exhaust gets cleaner, and the engine temperature remains the same or slightly less. This technology is proven on diesel engines and gasoline engines, except the engines nowadays from about 95 on up have programmed mileage. So adding hydrogen to a programmed engine, which pretty much covers all cars and trucks, you'll get more power, but the mileage won't go up. This is another example of a hydrogen generator. This one's been on several vehicles. This shows the scale of what happens. Old technology, as the amperage goes up, the volts go down and the temperature climbs. This new technology, as the amps go up very slightly, it becomes stable, the temperature rises slightly and remains stable, and the alternator is not burned up. In this one, alternator failure will happen, or wiring problems, or burned up harnesses, all kinds of stuff can happen. So you take water, this is water, split it, hydrogen, oxygen, feed it to the engine. What comes out the tailpipe is much cleaner, and it's making more power because, like I say again, it's burning the coal inside the engine instead of emitting it out the exhaust. Okay, now this is another design, and I'll talk about this later. This is actually for purifying water. It causes the water to go through a process I call sorting. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. This is the water. This is distilled water, completely clear. This is another one of these water purifying units in repair, take it apart, assemble, check it out, and reassemble it. This water is what the water looks like after we've added these elements to it. These three elements at the right mixture creates this. This is the same. This is what the water looks like after it's been run for about 3 hours. It stays the same even all the way up to about 60 hours. Okay, so I'll get back to you here in a minute.